Hi guys, it's Joe. I just figured I'd give you all an update and tell you a little bit more about myself. I apologize, I'm not really put together. I just got off work about an hour ago, and I took a shower, checked my email, that kind of thing. So looking pretty for the camera is not really my thing anyway. So yeah, it's been a busy day. Worked my hind end off at work. Not really hard stuff, just kind of crazy. Just really busy. So that was exciting. I wanted to give you all a little bit more background on me and my particular brand of nerdity or nerdosity or nerditude or whatever you would call the quotient of nerdness, something like that. Anyway, I mentioned in my last video that I'm big in comics. I'm a Marvel guy at heart. I love reading Superman most of the time. Batman, it's good. I never really got heavy into Batman like I did with Marvel comics. I used to read The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man, Avengers, Thor, pretty much anything I could get my hands on. But the really big thing for me was X-Men. I was introduced to the X-Men when I was, I think, 12 or 13. A friend of mine that lived in the neighborhood gave me a bunch of old comics, and I can't thank him enough for that, because he introduced me to what would become one of my favorite fictional properties ever. So I started reading the comics, and he showed me the animated series, the old animated series on Fox over here in Houston, and I fell in love. And who can blame me, really, honestly. So I got into the animated series, and when it went off the air, I was very sad. But I kept reading the comics, and I started writing, fan fiction, and it sucked horribly because, I was like 12. I didn't know what I was doing. But, yeah, so I did that for a couple of years. And then X-Men Evolution came out here on the WB here in Houston, and it was fantastic. Somebody had breathed new life into a franchise that I loved and that had pretty much died. And I don't know why I'm still talking with my hands a whole lot. I apologize for that. But yeah, so I got into that, and I found my way to an RPG, a role-playing game, online that was based in the X-Men Evolution universe. Now, when you say RPG, most people think, Dungeons and Dragons or Final Fantasy. Those are your only two options. But, there's a whole lot of different kinds of RPGs that people just don't know about, which is fine. It's not for everybody. The way that I started doing it was a turn-based, text-only RPG. And what that means is, you go into the RPG and you've got a group of administrators and moderators and stuff who run the game itself, and it's played through a message board, and each person takes on a single character and writes in character as that character for the story. And so say you want to play Wolverine, which I did once upon a time and still do occasionally. You go and you have to apply to play the character first, so that everybody knows that you can actually handle the responsibility of playing a central character. Now, you don't actually have to play a central character. You can create your own, or play a relatively minor character, or whatever you want. The options are pretty much endless. But I got into the RPG, and I started playing original characters because the only established characters, or what they call canon characters. The only canon characters that were available were characters that I really didn't know anything about. And all the big names were already taken. I was actually very fortunate. I got hooked up with some really fantastic writers and some fantastic storytellers, just in general. And they helped me learn how to write and how to play characters the way they should be played. Don't just focus, oh, he said this, and then he did this, and then he did that, and then he said this, and then got punched in the head. it's okay, but there's a whole lot more that can be told in the story. And so I got hooked up with these folks, and they were just fantastic to me. And they kind of took me under their wing and said, you know, look, this is how we do it. You don't have to do it this way, but this is the way we do it, and this is what works for us. And it worked for me, and it worked out for me in the long run. I still write, probably not as well as I could, probably not half as well as I think I do, but I still write, and I love it. I enjoy it. I'll probably never stop writing ever. You know, I've tried to get back into the RPG world for a while now, and it's really tough because, you know, you have an idea of how you want things to run, and I run things this way, and then other people come in and say, oh, well, we could do it this way over here. I like to do it this way. And it's just really tough to make those things mesh and make everything easily understandable for newcomers to the game. So yeah, I'm still working on getting that set up, and it's, you know, it's hectic and crazy. But I just wanted to you know, give y'all a little bit of information and introduce myself a little bit more fully to y'all. For those of you on the Wolverine Files board, in particular Kat and VlogRargh, I apologize for not putting up my most recent chapters. Believe me, I am working on them. It's just, you know, work's crazy, and that's where I get most of my writing done. This weekend I'm working, and so I should have a fair amount of stuff done. If I don't, you know, I guess you'll just have to shoot me. But yeah, so that's what's going on with me. It was good talking to you guys again. You know, any questions? Leave me a apparently my mouth decided to stop working right there. If you have any questions or comments or whatever, just leave me a note down in the comments down below, or leave me a video response, either one. And so yeah, that's me, and it was good talking to you guys. See you soon.